Just got picked with the 8th overall pick.
Tennessee Titans fans, meet Jake Locker. The best stories in sports.
Aaron Rodgers.
Tonight on the Year of the Quarterback E60 special.
Jeff, what do you got?
Josh Freeman is the starting quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Our franchise has had a long history of bad quarterback play. He's one of the fastest rising stars in his second season.
You'd see the highlights of the games every Sunday last season, and this was a guy who in the fourth quarter, when the game was on the line, he was as composed and in charge as the veteran quarterback trying to lead the Bucs down the field into a game-tying field goal or a game-winning touchdown. If you've got a young quarterback who in a pressure situation can lead your team, that's a win right there.
Why didn't we hear more about him in college?
He played in a conference filled with a lot of popular quarterbacks, Chase Daniel, Sam Bradford. He started as a freshman at Kansas State, went to a bowl game, but his last 2 years were played on losing teams. And somewhere along the way, the perception was that he was a loser who couldn't get it done. Some people would argue that a lot of his success so far has come from the fact that people couldn't see him coming. But he has been able to follow a blueprint for his life that he laid out when he was 10 years old. It involved college success, pro success. But like a lot of people who create plans for themselves, they don't anticipate some of the challenges that can come along the way. And Josh Freeman has faced many of those as he's found his way to become one of the best young quarterbacks in the game right now.
The plan.
Freeman picked it up, the pass, going to the end zone. It's caught! Touchdown, Tampa Bay!
I want to be a star quarterback.
Perfect throw, Freeman. Touchdown, Tampa Bay!
I want to be an NFL
I want to be an NFL quarterback. I want to win.
A lot of boys have the dream, but Tampa Bay quarterback Josh Freeman also had the plan.
For as long as I can remember, football's been my obsession. When you're putting together a plan like that, you have your dreams, you have your visions, you have an idea of what exactly it's going to be like.
Now the 23-year-old is where he always believed he would be, leading an NFL franchise.
And a great throw for Josh Freeman.
Last season, in 16 starts, he threw 25 touchdowns and only 6 interceptions, transforming the Buccaneers and putting himself among the NFL's top quarterbacks.
This is what I was meant to do. I was meant to go out and be a quarterback and win football games.
Born in Kansas City, Missouri, the second of 4 children, Freeman's connection to football started almost immediately. His father, Ron, was a former linebacker with the USFL and was in training camp with the Kansas City Chiefs.
When he was 9 months old, I had my Chiefs helmet and a USFL football. We got his picture taken with that, so maybe I was pushing him in that direction a little.
Josh started playing organized football when he was 10.
Took him to practice with 3 or 4 other guys. We put him through 2 hours, 3 hours of workout out on the field. Get back in the car. The other boys are all dead tired, tongues hanging out. And I look at Josh. He's smiling ear to ear. And he's like, "Can we do it again?" It's like, wow, okay, you love this game.
I think he probably started having a plan at 4th or 5th grade, that he was going to be a high school football star, and then he was going to be a college football star, and then he was going to play pro football. As a parent, you want to encourage those dreams, but at the same time, it's going to take a lot of hard work, take a lot of focus.
Mom, she was hard on me, and she wanted me to be the best that I could be, learning discipline and getting up, keeping my things in order. And
How detailed was the plan when you first started putting it together?
I mean, it was pretty, I'd say, detailed from the standpoint of getting good grades, staying out of trouble, making sure you're doing everything you can to be a good player, and just kind of stick to it.
By middle school, Freeman refined the plan and gave himself a more immediate goal: have an all-state career in high school. But it wouldn't be at linebacker, where he had been playing. In 8th grade, his team's starting quarterback broke his hand.
I kind of stepped in, played half the year at quarterback, and kind of liked having the control. I wanted to be the guy that when the game was on the line, it was going to be my fault. And if we won, it was going to be because, I had a hand in it.
At Grandview High School, Freeman became an All-American quarterback and one of the nation's top prospects. The next step in the plan? 3 years in college as a starting quarterback. But during the recruiting process, some coaches looked at the 6'5", 225-pounder and had other ideas.
We were visiting a university, and the coach says, well, you know, I appreciate that, you know, you're quarterback and everything. He said, but if you want to play tight end, we'll offer you a scholarship. And to me, it was very obvious that the racial dynamic there was part of the decision to make him a tight end.
I didn't see it the same way. It was a school that they already had a quarterback recruit for our class commit. Obviously, at the time, you know, I'm a senior in high school, so you don't always perceive things like maybe an adult would.
Why was quarterback the spot for you?
I mean, I knew what I wanted to do. You know, like I said, it was a plan. I wanted to be a successful quarterback in the NFL, even if it's a great school with a lot of storied tradition. Thanks, but no thanks.
Freeman made an early commitment to Nebraska. But when he sensed he might not get the chance to start as a freshman, he opted to go to Kansas State. By midseason, the freshman was starting his first game for the Wildcats, a thrilling fourth-quarter comeback against Oklahoma State.
Freeman under pressure, now steps up, he's going to run. He's at the 15, angles left to the 10, he's at the 5, touchdown, touchdown, Josh Freeman. The freshman has given Kansas State the lead.
From then on, I mean, I always known that no matter what the adversity is that I'm facing, I mean, I can overcome it if you just give it all you got.
Despite going 17-19 in his 3 years at Kansas State, Freeman stuck with his plan. Go pro in 2009 after his junior season.
A lot of people argued that you'd be smarter to stay because 2010 you could be the first quarterback taken. Well, it's always a crapshoot. You never know. He obviously had the confidence in his own abilities.
They would say one thing that really bothered me, you know, because he is a cool demeanor type kid, that like he doesn't have the it factor. The it, you know, he just doesn't have it. The fire in his belly or whatever it was. And like, you have no idea who you're talking about.
I kind of brush it off, you know. I feel like once I get to the team, I can go out and make a difference, you know, and that was my mindset. I just wanted to go to a team that was a good fit.
With the 17th pick in the 2009 NFL Draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Josh Freeman, quarterback, Kansas State.
The reaction from the fans, they booed and they booed. They thought that, you know, this was a guy that was risky, particularly in the first round. Traded up 2 spots to number 17 to get him. It wasn't a popular choice.
The Bucs' new head coach, Raheem Morris, had no doubts. He was defensive coordinator at Kansas State during Freeman's freshman season and had seen what the young quarterback could do.
But I said if we had the #1 pick in the draft, I would have wanted Josh Freeman that year. I felt that highly about the young man. There was no other player that I knew I wanted to come lead our organization than Josh Freeman.
Ron showed me some tape of this kid. He's like, hey, you know, you're talking about Sanchez, you're talking about the other guys at the top of the draft, but look at this kid and tell me if I'm wrong about him. And I watched the film and I said, no, you're not wrong.
After sitting out the first 7 games of his rookie season, Freeman was named the starter. The 0-7 Bucs prepared for the Green Bay Packers.
The practices weren't going smooth. He wasn't really hitting his passes the way he would want to. You know, and really we had a shaky feeling going into it.
It was just like a terrible week, and I mean, I just remember thinking, all right, let's just get to Sunday, you know, and let's just make this work.
In his first pro start, Freeman threw 3 touchdown passes, rallying the Buccaneers from an 11-point fourth-quarter deficit to beat the Green Bay Packers.
Here's Freeman, pump fake, goes the flag round to the end zone. It's caught, end zone, touchdown Tampa Bay, fire the cannons, Bucs take the lead.
Nothing rattled the guy. He just took the show over out, and we were like, man, this guy can play.
Everybody's like, who is this young guy now? Why didn't he start at the beginning of the season? You know, the people that didn't want us to draft him now are wondering why we're not playing him all year long. But it gave everyone confidence. It gave this locker room confidence. You know?
I think great franchise quarterbacks have that. You know, whether it's spoken or whether it's just exemplified on the field, you know, they have it, and he shows it.
That confidence carried over to the 2010 season. Playing with one of the NFL's youngest rosters, Freeman led the Bucs to a 10-6 record.
Freeman goes the ball, the long ball downfield toward Mike Williams. He makes the catch. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
A vast improvement over the previous year's 3-13. And 5 of those victories were fourth-quarter comebacks, the most by any quarterback in the league last season.
Freeman rolling right, rolling right, rolling right, rolling right. Throws it toward the end zone. Gone! Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
It seems like, you know, the more pressure that's on him, the less he feels. You get him on the phone before one of those drives, and, you know, he's calming the coach down. You know, I got this, coach. I know, I got it.
I want to win, you know, point blank. And I understand that playing within myself, playing with a calm head, it's going to allow me to play my best football.
So far, it has all gone according to the plan for Josh Freeman. And as the 2011 season begins, Freeman is not done.
What's the next step in that plan?
Being able to maintain that level of consistency is what makes the great players great. And that kind of model is what I want to follow. You know, I want to be the guy that continues to get better. And once he hits his so-called ceiling, I mean, just keeps pushing. But year in and year out, I mean, I want to compete. I want to be in the playoffs. I want to try to win Super Bowls.